So probably a combination of pumping into the Trump speech and then pumping into the AMX spree. Um, but closing below the JPM long puts down 2.24% for the day. Well under the market maker's expected move and quite a bit under mine as well. Um, we got a little bit of a bounce off of 52, right around 52.47 on ES, which was, I think, my target low for the day. And recovered back above 5,300. Obviously, if the press meeting is nothing um, or negative in any way, we could see probably prices continue to slip down. Obviously, volatility moved up quite a bit today. VX up 8.48%, cash VIX up 8.9, VIX 3 month up 7.55. So a bit of a turnaround in volatility after the VIX expiration this morning. Dollar sliding throughout the day, down 72 points. Yields at the top end of the curve moving down as well, outpaced a little bit by the 2 and the 5 year. Decent move in commodities, although I think, no, pretty broad, kind of across the boards. Precious metals, industrials, materials, agricultural, and energy all doing pretty well today. So, nice little move up there. Broke back above that kind of key level at like 59, 56. Things probably getting bullish for commodities above 108, so still pretty far from that. But correlation rising throughout the majority of the day. A little tiny turnaround into close, but mostly on the 1 month and not super significant. The carry trade fell 2% today, or 23 points from 8.16x to 7.92x. A little bit of a drop off on the 6 month side of things too, but not that significant. Forward yield on volatility picked back up, closing the day out at 18.58%. Still getting a move up in 3 month correlation that's not being followed by a move in bond volatility, but I would say if correlation on the 3 month continues up, we're likely to see bond vol rise. Demand for out of the money puts is pretty flat day over day going into this morning. And correlation continued to fall, but just barely, 0.02%. And we got a little bit of a bounce back in VX. So correlation still very high. Not a lot of strong volatility shorting, and definitely not longer dated. A little bit of drop in breadth last night. Fed fund futures are up a little, pricing in slightly more rate cuts after J-Powell's speech into September, but roughly still the same. And the bear steepener picked up about 3%, which wasn't a very significant move. So not a lot of movement in bonds right now. Also short week, so we're probably not going to see much more. We did fail the 5402 level, dropped back to 5264. The next level to the downside that's of any significant importance is going to be at 5119.26. We do have roughly the same low here, slightly lower, I guess, today, for the low of the day, and so maybe a retest at the trend. But I think probably just a retest back at 5119 on the failure to break out here. That would give some credibility to, like, an inverse head and shoulders, and then maybe a move higher off of that. But right now the failure of 5402, or the August 2024 low, is probably the most significant thing we saw today. And the death cross is continuing for its third consecutive day. I think it like below 5119, actually below 5402 and below 5119, we're probably going to see CTAs pile in a little bit to the short side. There's plenty of room in the trade there, so They could definitely do that. This looks like it's continuing to pump into the press meeting, so maybe it gets back up to like 53, 22, 25 before the meeting starts in 25 minutes. 51.19. Yeah, that's the low from fucking way back in like April of 24. And that was a pretty important level last week also. It's what we broke back through to the upside and then retested on Thursday last week. So that's the point where we bounced off of. If we slide below that, we're gonna fall into a lot of that put leverage that came to bear. So definitely a lot of volatility exposure down in that range. What's the press meeting about? No fucking clue. I think Levitt's got a press conference. But I mean, in this environment, that's enough. Keep in mind how we broke up. I know, and we could get news like that at any moment. So don't think that this can't just snap right back to the upside, because it can. Anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I will see you bright and early tomorrow morning. Later.